and welcome again to my channel, which is dedicated to philosophy, music and art in general. So let's talk about Spinoza. Spinoza, a treatise on the improvement of the understanding, human understanding of course, and it's a very modern and actual topic for today. But it was written in 1670 and it's one of the most important works of Spinoza. It proceeds further research that comes to light in the form of his ethics. Forgive me for making such a musical comparison, but it's like an overture before his further work in ethics. At this time, Spinoza was in his early 30s, maybe he was 33, and Spinoza came from a Sephardic community. As you know, it's a community, a Jewish community in Spain and Portugal, and his father moved to Amsterdam when Benedict Spinoza was born. In 1650, Benedict communicates with Mennonites, learns Latin, learns late scholastics and works of Descartes. He gets acquainted with works of Descartes. He begins to doubt some of the beliefs of the Jewish community. In 1656, he receives so-called herem. Herem is an exclusion from the community and ban on visiting of synagogue. And you can see what an honest, proud and vigorous man he was. Baruch himself refuses any kind of reconciliation or repentance, and he takes the name Benedict instead of Baruch, and he moves to Regensburg, and then for the rest of his life he is accused of heresy and his books are banned by the Catholic Church. And in general, Spinoza is called as an atheist. It's a paradox because all the matter in our world for Spinoza is connected with the God and with divinity substance. But for the Catholic Church, the atheism and the pantheism were something the same. And so Spinoza moves to Regensburg and lives there working as a lens grinder. By the way, he was a very significant specialist in this kind of work, and he makes a certain contribution to the development of natural science in that way. Historical circumstances. The 17th century Holland, having survived a bourgeois revolution, and became the most advanced and the most exemplary capitalist country, very developed country. In this era, capitalism was going through a manufacturing stage. In Holland, manufacturing has reached a particularly high level. Trade and navigation flourished even more there in Holland, and the Netherlands of this time was a great maritime and colonial power. Holland had the largest fleet in Europe. This time is very rich of the thinkers and genuines of the philosophical and natural scientific fields. And Holland is perhaps the most fertile and free country for free thinkers, and Spinoza appreciates this position and this situation. A free-thinking citizen, he was in correspondence. He is in correspondence. He is in correspondence with many significant minds, many significant figures in philosophy, and he refuses to serve, both from a position in Heidelberg and from court service with the Sun King, Louis XIV, Louis XIV in Sun King. So, what does it mean, the appeal to philosophy for Spinoza? Appeal to philosophy is connected with the search of the real good. with the search for the true good. For others, this means peace of mind and clarity of mind. The three universally recognized benefits, wealth, fame, and lust or voluptuousness, do not satisfy the author. They are always few for human nature, for human soul. We need something reliable, and we need to decide on a difficult job, and Spinoza emphasizes this matter of fact. It's a decision, and for Spinoza this is a kind of renunciation of other aspirations, since the soul becomes engaged in higher reflection. Moreover, it is necessary to achieve the highest clarity in our reflection. Compares this understanding with understanding of triangle and the properties of the triangle, and if we achieve such a clarity, then there can be no doubt. Spinoza is traditionally associated with the term of Pantheism, concept of Pantheism. For him, the highest good is conditioned by the laws of nature, and we are the part of this nature. It's only necessary to purify our mind, to cure it of fictions. At the same time, Spinoza doesn't imply any ascetic departure from worldly goods. For him, it's only about the ability not to get attached to them and to be calm without worrying about the effects. We have to do what does not hinder the goal according to the understanding of the crowd. Enjoyments are necessary for us and moreover even useful. Money is needed in sufficient quantity to support our lives, no more, no less. And in fact, the barbarism and fanaticism that can be caused precisely by the frenzied adherence to dogma, the remnants of the Middle Ages, or the remnants of the self-denial of medieval beliefs, all this only obscures our clarity. That's why it's necessary to know our own nature, our natural mind, the ability to handle the world, intelligently distributing the forces, our abilities. Yeah? And for Spinoza, the idea and the object of the idea are the same. They are identical. Otherwise, we will go into bad infinity. For correct understanding, the spirit must be restrained by mind, by our attention. If we manage to right ourselves with our attention, we will expand our own capabilities. Spinoza emphasizes that order is necessary in order to avoid unnecessary fatigue and expenditure of our energy. Interesting this fact that memory for Spinoza is a sensation, and it can be strengthened with or without the mind through the influence of a single thing. It's a sense. For example, you read the story while you are in such a place. When you return there, you will remember all details of this story because of atmosphere of this place, and so you will remember it throughout and thanks your sensation. Of course, intelligent reinforcement is also possible and through a thorough, detailed study. We need to achieve clarity through a pure mind, and we need to understand the validity of the idea. This idea is can be formed from another one. It's a single thing and dependent thing, or it can be formed from itself. It's connected with eternal and infinity thing. Clarity is inherent in our nature, and we understand perfection through the expression. For example, it's example of Spinoza. A temple is more perfect than a chapel, and we understand it. So Spinoza is very optimistical what is a human nature of understanding and human ability of understanding and ability of thinking. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next video. Bye.